Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Avenged the loss last week to the Newton Railers by dominating the Railers on Thursday at the Great Bend Sports Complex, winning the two games in run rule fashion, 11-1 and 14-4.
You know, we have to take care of business Friday. You know, we played Garden a single early in the season and, you know, beat them pretty handily, but I've heard that they are much improved since then. So we just can't go in thinking it's 2 wins. We got to go in and take care of business.
But it's also really weird how we still have baseball practice. We're still all in sports and no more school for us and just go out there and play baseball.
We had some changes in the program, decided to split boys and girls with some individual leadership to hopefully be able to manage things a little bit more efficiently without quite the task load on one person. For
Coach, when I student taught at Salina Central, and then I got a job here in Great Bend and started at the middle school level, took the head position there at the middle school, and then moved up when Coach Booth retired.
There's 9 buttons on there. It's 3 rows of 3. You can do different variations on hitting buttons twice. You know, every team's different. Like, you can program it to do whatever you want.
I'm not sure we really need a commission. I think that a lot of people know exactly what the issues are in college football and exactly what we need to do to fix them. I think the key to the drill is getting people together so that we can move it forward.
Denver off the inbound. Jokic for 3. Connects from on top. One of those slow rising triples from the Joker.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM, the talk of the town. Welcome in, Friday edition of the show today. You know, the studio used to be really full when we did the show. Then Hesh decided he just wanted to just do Trading Post. Mike Corson wanted to get back in the legal part of it over at the courthouse, although he'll be on the show later today. And it's just been me and Landon. Today, we've got a packed studio again. This is good. Okay, let me turn you. Our co-host today, back for his Friday segment. Good afternoon. Garrett Fitzpatrick. And I'm just going to have our newest voice introduce himself today. Our other co-host, the future host of Sports Day. Welcome in, Brant.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here, excited to be a part of the program.
So give me your last name because I was going to mess it up. It's like Doherty or something like that, right?
Daughtry. Like the band.
Okay. Daughtry. And you are from Warner Robins, Georgia?
Correct. Grew up in Warner Robins, graduated from Auburn on Friday, a week ago today. I walked with my master's degree, and then got in a truck and drove here.
Okay, we'll dig into what led you to Great Bend and what he will be doing next year. One, hosting Sports Day, and he'll also be doing the play-by-play for Great Bend Panther basketball. And Hesh is pretty old, Garrett, so, I mean, he may end up doing the football deal. I don't know if Hesh has got a couple more years in him or not.
As long as he can stay down and not have to climb steps, maybe.
You
know any Auburn fans in town? I can't say that I do.
No, I don't. In fact, I don't know that many. I know 2 Nebraska people. One's you and the other one's my son-in-law, and I shake my head.
You know Wagner.
Well, he doesn't count. He's out on the west side of... Him and Ty Rousset, they guard the area from the west from intruders coming in that way. Yeah, so they so Garrett's in here. Also on the show today, we're going to check in Sunflower Sports Solutions' Connor Nickel. This ought to be interesting. It's the last day of school at Victoria. I don't know, we're having like the Victoria Olympics today, so we'll check in with him on that. And contest. Track and field insider Mike Corson is going to be in studio today as well. So let's get to our sounds the past 24 hours or so. That was Randy Gehring with a game wrap from last night. Great Bend Lady Panthers, they had a good day. It's always nice when you can wrap up a regional title. Or not a regional title, but they'll host a first round, a regional next week here in Great Bend.
And revenge after not a pretty game. 2 games before?
Yeah, they wanted to. Last week they wanted to play McPherson, who was undefeated, but they forgot that they had to play Newton first, and Newton beat them. Well, yesterday it was a beatdown.
Yes,
it was really, really good. And Brent, you got to go out and see the Lady Panthers in action a little bit.
I did. Took a little bit of time after the work day, and it was the first time I've seen anything Great Bend related. It was a great start to this part of my career.
Yeah, you're down to Sports Complex, so Great Bend taking care of business yesterday, and they will be at home next week. And let's see, I had all that information.
Hey, shout out to Callie Humphreys, home run, first of freshman career.
Callie's dad is his boss at the Great Bend Rec Commission, if you couldn't tell.
Gotcha.
Okay. Bonus. Yeah, there you go. Garrett's taking care of business here. So Great Bend's going to host, and they are going to be the 3 seed. And the way I've got it set, now these could change. Goddard, Eisenhower, and Goddard. We're going to get both Goddard teams in here, and probably Topeka Seaman. So there are going to be the other 3 teams in here. That could change. The brackets have not been released yet. There's still some games to be played. Okay, you heard Randy Beck, Great Bend Panther baseball coach, talking about their trip to Garden City today. They'll wrap up the regular season with 2 games against the Buffs. Great Bend was hoping to maybe get a piece of the Western Athletic Conference crown. I felt good about Liberal. I did. I thought they were
They gave a valiant effort, it sounds like.
They did until I think Hayes scored 14 runs in the second inning. And that kind of put the kibosh to that. So Hayes beat Liberal 20-1.
Yeah.
So Hayes wins the conference title outright. Panthers are like 1 strike away from winning the WAC, but then Hayes got that walk-off home run here in Great Bend, and that turned out to be the difference as Hayes finishes 11-1 in conference play. Great Bend will try to go to 10-2 today. Great Bend 19-5. They're pretty securely in fact, right now, Great Bend's the number 1 seed in 5A West, so they'll be at home next week to host a regional. So Great Bend to Garden City today. Carson Humphreys. He said a big tough thing for him. By the way, that is also Garrett's dad. He called over, wanted to make sure I got Carson's comment on there. So he likes this thing about just practicing baseball and not having to go to school.
Yeah, he's big leaguing us.
Yeah, he's big leaguing us. So.
Hey, a shout out to Cornell Bordy. I hope I say that. Trouble saying that name. But the other night against Manhattan, he caught a comeback or one of those laser that you just like self-defense, catches and falls down. But this kid's got enough knowledge and baseball skill. He stood up, threw to first, and doubled him up. It was a great play.
It was a great day for Great Bend.
It was a great day.
Manhattan, who came in here, the number 2 seed in 6A,
Send those.
6A West, 12-3, 16-7. So here we go. Baseball today. We'll wrap it up. Brackets will be up on Great Bend Post this weekend. Okay, Great Bend softball team yesterday, they taking care of business, 11-1, 14-4. So Great Bend 21-5 going into regionals next week. I'm giving you this just because I've been following it on GreatBendPost.com. Unfortunately, the Barton Cougars aren't part of this.
No.
Dropping the number 1 seed, dropped both their games in the tournament, so they're not going to the JUCO World Series in Grand Junction. Your games today, 4 o'clock, Cloud County. They lost their did they? No, they won their first round game. They play Cali today. Winner of that gets Johnson County for the Region 6 title. If either Cloud or Cali beats Johnson County today, they'll play a second game tomorrow in Salina. Okay, some other postseason play are underway. We're going to have baseball in Ellenwood today. The Fighting Roger Wardos. Ellenwood hosting Bennington in a first-round game in the 2-1A regional bracket. If they would win, they would end up playing TMP coming up next week.
TMP's have a solid season.
Yeah, I think they're doing pretty well. But Ellenwood needs to get past Bennington today. Also, Monday, the Ellenwood softball team will be in action. They'll open regional play in 2-1A as they will play at Bennington in that tournament. So that they'll play a first-round game, and then, of course, everything will be right back there at Bennington. Have you been to the Bennington ballpark? No, they'll play at Inman. You can tell I've been studying these all day as I got them off the printer right before this started. They would play at Inman the following day.
Never been to either one of those stadiums.
I went to Bennington one time just so I'd see their football field.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
there some history of that?
No, I'd never seen their football field.
Right.
So that's all I know about it. It's a football field that is...
You've seen a lot of football fields.
It's diagonal. So it...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it goes from southeast... it'd be from the northeast to the southwest.
Really?
There you go. Someone asked you about Bennington sometime.
I've got some trivia for him now.
Brant, there you go. You've already got Kansas knowledge that no one else has or no one else really cares about.
I am learning a lot today.
Okay. Kinsley Maxville. They already have a regional victory under their belts. They beat Johnson County 11-1 on Wednesday, and they will play at Pratt Community College on the 20th next Tuesday, and they will take on Elkhart.
Kinsley's still one of my favorite ball fields.
You can get me going down that path.
No, keep going. Read your sheet. Stay focused.
I can't tell you about the Kinsley Jolly Green Giants.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
Well, when I was a bat boy for Maxville when I was 5 years old, so that's been some 60 years ago. Kinsley, they were the Jolly Green Giants.
Really?
Yeah, it just scared me. What, Jolly Green Giants? My God, I've got to go pick up bats at that game. All right, let's see. Royals baseball tonight. They will play first of a 3-game series against the St. Louis Cardinals. 6 o'clock start here on KVGB. Cards have won 9 out of 10.
Mets won that series. The Mets and the Yankees Subway Series.
Oh, that goes on tonight. By the way, you can hear Yankees and Mets here on KVGB tomorrow and Sunday because ESPN just...
That pains you, don't it, to say that?
Well, they lick themselves trying to get all over the Yankees anytime they're on. So, but it will be here available 11:30 tomorrow, 5:30 or 5 o'clock start on Sunday on KVGB. Okay, new wrestling coaches at Great Bend High School. One we know about. Rex Kern's going to lead the boys team.
Great hire.
Yeah, he's and
boys better bring their lunch pails.
And I like the fact that since the explosion of girls wrestling in the state of Kansas, one guy was trying to coach both teams. Well, that's not ideal, especially on match days, things going on. Right. So Jeremy Foster is going to be the head coach of the girls program. I didn't know he'd been in Great Bend that long.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yep. So 2 good hires there. They were on Sports Day this week. So
Larner's got a new boys head wrestling coach too. Local, a lot of people know him, Joshua Ball.
Joshua Ball?
Yep. The Larners kind of split their program up too. Of course, they have in kind of the last few years a little bit, but yep, he's going to be the new head wrestling coach at Larner. And Matt Slater will be still the head for the ladies. So there's some breaking news for you.
Matt Slater, girls had a great year last year too.
And Jennifer Fitzpatrick and Hunter Fitzpatrick will be their assistants.
What other news do you bring for the banks of the Pawnee River today?
Oh, I tell you what.
I like it. Okay, I know that you always wondered about, so technology making an impact in sports at all levels. So did you wonder what one of them things looked like? Huh? Did you?
There's 9 buttons on there. It's 3 rows of 3. You can do different variations.
9 rows of buttons, 3 rows of 3. By the way, that's Luke Maley. Got called up by the Royals a couple of weeks ago, and Salvi hurt his hip.
Uh-huh.
And he's still there, but Royals don't play. I didn't have a cut, and I thought that was interesting. So just listen to that. If you heard sports this morning, you heard that. All right. I got this. I really didn't. I just saw Nick Saban, so I thought that'd be a good guy to bring out here with an Auburn Tiger in here today.
A lot of respect for him. I'll say that.
But Nick Saban on the Paul Feinbaum show says college football does not need an outside commission.
They need a lot.
Well, no, they've got Greg Sankey. Why would you want anybody else? The man who runs college football. We got to have the SEC. You just wait. Your SEC is the only one, and no one else is playing college football except those guys. There's a lot of issues out there that need to be addressed in college football right now. And the call last night here on KVGB, the Joker with a 3-pointer late in the game, Denver. beats OKC to force a Game 7. So there you go. Sounds the past 24 hours or so. Western Athletic Conference track and field meet yesterday. Great Bend Lady Panthers or the boys didn't finish in the top 3. Is there anything Cooper Omott can't do?
Wow.
Okay, he went out and won the triple jump. He's just a sophomore, remember, right? And didn't really want to go out for track. All right, I'll try the triple jump. I'll go and win 5A in my first season. He won the triple jump, long jump, and the javelin, which he just kind of was walking by at track practice this year. And said, I'll try hurling that. Okay, he won that. And he had never high jumped before yesterday. Lyles just tells him, yeah, go out and try that. He got second.
Yeah.
He also was the Western Athletic Conference MVP at the meet. And congratulations to the girls 4x8 for winning that race for the 8th year in a row.
Omott, wow.
Why don't you go try high jump?
Yeah. You know.
I told him he needs to run the 800.
You did.
He's not interested in that.
Yeah, I wonder.
Why don't you run the 400? That's not a hard race either. No, I'll just take my 4 golds. Well, he got second in the high jump.
Yeah, just tell you.
But just think of what he's going to have when he has like 2 or 3 days of practice doing it.
Kidding.
All right, the Western Athletic Conference swimming meet was yesterday in Hayes. Great Bend ends up 3rd. Garden City won it. Hayes was 2nd. Great Bend brought home 1 gold medal, the 400 free relay. A time of 4:19.37. Darcy Feist, Braylee Carper, Hadley Gregg, and Joe Mazook winning that race. We'll have the swimmers back in here next week as they get ready for state. You can see all the results from the WAC meet yesterday at GreatBendPost.com. Okay.
Okay.
So do you have any news that doesn't surround your job or the Umphris family today? You did bring some lauded wrestling stuff, too.
There you
so,
go.
Okay.
We've got Boshi last night, manager, Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
He's in 6th place now in the all-time wins of Major League Baseball.
Who?
Bruce Boshi.
Oh, okay. I thought you just said Boshi. I thought,
yeah.
Jeff Boshi?
Yeah. No.
Played for KU?
In the 6th place.
Okay.
Got 2,195 wins. Highest current manager winning right now.
Great manager.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got the greatest voice, too.
Yeah, he does.
Well,
Dusty Baker's currently in 8th place, current.
So that's the all-time list.
All-time list, yep. Do you know who's the top?
I'm
wondering if I should know. It's like my mind goes to Bobby Cox, but I'm biased.
No.
I was about to say I don't think it's Bobby Cox.
Jones.
Larry.
Okay.
Connie Mack is first. 3,731 wins. Tony Larissa, second, 2,884.
Where's Whitey at?
Hey, he's not on my list.
What?
No. John McGuire's third. Bobby Cox is fourth. Joe Torre fifth. Boshi is sixth. Sparky Anderson 7. Dusty Baker 8. Bucky Harris. Not sure.
Bucky Harris?
Bucky Harris is 9th. Joe McCaffrey is 10th. So
he must have coached the St. Louis Browns or one of those teams.
He retired in 1916. It's just something like that.
Buck Showalter's 19th. And Mike Sosa is 20th.
Whitey Herzog's not in the top 20?
Oh.
Or did you just look past him because you hate the Cardinals?
Oh, I don't see him on here. Sweet Lou's 17th. Out of all those guys, who would want to manage your team?
Whitey Herzog.
Connie Mack, you won the most of anyone. You got to be a great coach.
Back in the days where you had one of them platter gloves, right? Didn't there wasn't any pocket on it at all. It was like you're serving up, here you go.
But no one's ever going to touch him. But okay, here's a question. I don't know the answer. That's why I throw this stuff out there. They have ties listed. When was the last time they had ties? But Dusty Baker had a tie, it says.
Well, some of the managers used to wear ties in the dugout. I mean, Connie Mack may have wore a tie.
Connie Mack had 76 ties in his career.
They didn't have lights, man. It was like...
Maybe. You might be right there. It's our call the time.
All right, sundown. There we go. We'll pick her up tomorrow. That's a tie.
I'll have to look into that. Maybe I'll bring that next Friday. When ties became a...
Well, they could have gone downhill like soccer does with a shootout. They would, you'd have two guys come up from... And you don't... It's not like batting. You throw the ball up in the air and try to hit it out of the ballpark.
If you don't the first time, then you go out to the pitcher's mound, and then you go to second base.
No, the second guy comes up. You've got a row of guys who are trying to hit the ball out. Okay, see, that's hard, isn't it? That is why I am glad, Brant, that you're going to bring...
Something.
Law and order. I don't care what it is, but it ain't going to be this, damn it, I'll tell you that for sure. All right, Connor Nickel coming up next.
Ready for a fresh start? This spring, Equity Bank is here to help you bloom into better banking with a $300 bonus. Receive $300 when you open a new Equity Bank checking account and use code FRESH, either in person or online. It's the perfect way to reset your routine and refresh your finances. Visit equitybank.com/fresh for full details and start your season strong. At Equity Bank, they never forget it's your money. Member FDIC.
Your summer, your schedule. Earn college credit and tackle your gen eds with Barton Online anytime, anywhere. With 5 flexible summer sessions, you can stay on track and reach your goals on your schedule and budget. At just $160 per credit hour, Barton Online is an affordable way to stay ahead, catch up, or explore something new. Enrollment is open now. Secure your spot today at online.bartoncccc.edu.
Become an instant finalist today with Reef Blue Summer. You can head on into Hoisington Veterinary Hospital, just south of Hoisington on Highway 281, your other family doctor. Right now, they're offering free nutrition consultations and 10% off Science Diet food all month long. And pet food can get expensive. They also have the Science Diet food card. If you purchase 10 bags of the same food, you'll get the 11th bag for free, no matter the size of bag or if it's prescription. They've also lowered their prices on Science Diet to be the same or cheaper than the big box store. It's always important to shop local. And today is the last day you can take advantage of the free nail trims. But don't forget, your pet must be current on their rabies. And something else to keep in mind, Hoisington Veterinary Hospital is open on Saturdays until 3 for your convenience. Stop on in today at Hoisington Veterinary Hospital. Become an instant finalist with Reef Blue Summer. You have until 5 o'clock to get yourself qualified. It's all brought to you by Ehlers Chevrolet, INA Alert, Equity Bank, and Kelly's Garden Sense.
What's going on in high school sports? Well, let's ask him. Sports Day is proud to welcome in Sunflower Sports Solutions' Connor Nickel.
Connor Nickel joining us here on a Friday. Our show brought to you in part by Freedom Claims Management, innovative healthcare plans for your business. Let them take care of everything for you from start to finish. Continued support, they have you covered. Equity Bank, adding value for the customers. EquityBank.com and Eller Automotive Repair, where they specialize in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. All right, Connor Nickel, big news of the day. Let's get it out of the way right now. So you're telling me you went 5-0 in events today on the last day of festivities at Victoria High School. Tell me what you got first in today.
Yes, we won in pickleball, and then Kyle Huser, who many of you know, first-team All-State lineman. I played against him and some other folks in some rounds of cornhole, went 3-0, and then won basketball in a faculty versus kids game. So a 5-0 finish to our school year.
Well, congratulations. I am impressed, but I would be more impressed if you beat Heischer in the wrestling competition.
Yeah, that would not happen. He was about 100 pounds on me, and that would not go my way.
Was he finally a senior this year?
He will be a senior. He started every game at center in his high school career. I talked to him today. He's going to go to K-State camp Fort Hays State Camp, the Sharp Top Prospect Combine, 6'3", 271, the CPL and the shot put yesterday. He is a great kid and a really, really good player.
And you know, the amazing thing is, I still remember doing a junior high football game down at St. John when he was a 7th grader. He was the same size then. I don't think his pants didn't touch the ground that day. No one wanted to even try to tackle him, and I wouldn't either. I didn't blame him.
Yeah, he is. Doug Overlay, who great coach. He's been associated with the program in some form since '02, and he says that User is the best lineman that he has had. And I think that pretty much everybody would agree. He is, and that's one thing that when we start talking about the fall again, he is a big reason why Victoria is going to be preseason #1 in 8-man 2.
Wow, so he's back again.
Yes, he is.
I'm sure all those defensive linemen on their schedule. Oh, can't wait! I'll get him this year. Okay, I'm getting off track again. You know how I always do it. But you mentioned Doug Oberle, and he hadn't been on the show for a while because he really yelled at me a lot during the football game over Victoria, so I haven't had him back, man. You got blackballed. You yelled at me too much, okay? So, and I don't know why I was thinking about this last night, but have you ever seen a team on the high school, junior high, college, pro, a team that has more strips than Victoria does? I haven't done that many games. Every time we have a game, they strip the ball and score a touchdown. It's like part of their...
Yeah, it's really funny, actually, because it is wild you brought this up. Just completely wild, because our longtime maintenance lady, Miss Peggy, as we call her, she's been associated with Victoria in some form for close to 40 years. And Thaddeus Wheeler was the quarterback. Her son, her youngest son, was the quarterback 3 years ago. And last night after school, we were talking about a playoff game against Caldwell. Caldwell was really good that year. They had Keandre Smith, who played college ball, and the game was like 66-58.
Yeah.
And Grant Schoenrock recovered. He strip sack, recover touchdown. They also had another play similar to the game, and I actually wrote a story about this because I asked Coach after the game. I said, you guys are doing this like a lot, and he goes, we work on that exact play. And it was funny because literally this game was talked about after school yesterday, and now here we are. You brought it up today. It is something that Oberle stresses. There's been some of his really good teams over the years. The 15 team, well, I should say actually a 14 team, was really good at turnover creation, like exceptional at it. Last year's team was solid. They were really good in some other areas. But yeah, it is something that they practice, is trying to strip the ball.
And they do it very well. And it's weird that you guys, I guess it must have been in the air. Oh, that Caldwell game, Victoria? Yeah, we did that game. That was a fantastic high school football game. That was...
Yeah, one of the best games. And truly, Caldwell was about plus 140 in yards. Yeah, that was Caldwell. That was Pete Caldwell. Sean Blosser, who's been there for quite some time. And Victoria won because they were, I think, plus 3 on the turnover margin. Of course, had some huge plays with that.
Yeah, that's how and that was the last game that Caldwell ever played, known as Caldwell.
Yes, it was. Uh-huh.
Which was also where my dad went to high school. So anyway, we're going down. See, Brant, that's how you just get off topic here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Where do you want to go? You want to start baseball, softball? Where do you want to go? I've taken enough of your time.
Let's go baseball first here. Okay. I wanted to mention Hoisington baseball. We've kind of talked about them here and there, but not, I don't think, in depth. They're 15-6, 7 straight wins. The thing with Hoisington, in extra inning 1 or 2 run games, they are 6-1 this year. They've done a great job The French kid has hit the ball really, really well. 473 average. Brody Kreitz was a phenomenal athlete. I mean, Kreitz is an incredible athlete, but he has made that jump in baseball now too. He was a 216 hitter last year, and he's getting on base half the time. And one thing that I thought with Hoisington was they are getting on base exceptionally well. Last year with more of course, but their on base percentage this year as a team is actually higher. They have drawn 110 walks, which is actually more than last season. OBP as a team, 443, and we've talked about this many times in a variety of sports. How teams who change classes, how that can affect classes. We've seen that with southeast of Saline several times, Central Plains too. And Hoisington being in 4A, I think, really helps them out, particularly in softball. I think more so in softball. They're going to avoid Haven. They're going to avoid some other really good 3A teams. And, Hoisington, both teams kind of in that 4-5 type range right now in softball and baseball. And both teams are going to have a really good shot to go to state. I think it's more advantageous this year to be in 4A than in 3A.
Okay, then Great Bend goes to Garden City. I had a feeling, Connor. I had a feeling that Liberal had one more in them. One more in them. But that, then 14 runs in the second inning kind of took it away. So congratulations, I guess, to Hayes for winning the WAC title. But Great Bend took care of business. 2 big wins over Manhattan. So they'll host a regional, and then they close out the season today at Garden City. How do you see 5A right there on 5A baseball?
Well, 5A 5A baseball, Great Bend has done a phenomenal job over the years in the postseason. How many years has Great Bend been a lower seed, not expected to reach state, and has gotten through? I really like Great Bend's chances a lot. I think that's going to be a really fun team to watch in the postseason. I think it really will come down to the quality of second and third arms on most teams. That's going to be your difference. And I think definitely in 5A, 5A softball, which we can definitely get to. I think there is more of a separation at the top. I don't necessarily see that in 5 or 6A baseball. Yeah. You've seen this where teams are really bunched together, but the quality and the depth of pitching in baseball really shows up. Something we've kind of hit on in the past, but that is, to me, that is where the difference lies. Is your number 2 and your number 3 arm going to be good enough to get you to state? Would not be surprised at all if Great Bend baseball is back to state again.
Okay, let's hit on the softball just a little bit. Great Bend got their revenge on Newton yesterday, so they ended up, they're going to end up the number 3 seed in 5A West, and we know how good 5A is, but especially over there with May South, you don't have to worry about them until you get to the state tournament. So hats off. Great Bend goes 21-5 this year, and we'll see if they've got the pitching to make a deep run.
Certainly. And before we segue to softball, I want to say this on Russell Baseball. Russell Baseball is in a really interesting Colby regional. They're 15-11. Russell Baseball is 10-6 in their last 16 games. And that is a regional that has 7 teams at 500 or better. And you can make a case that all 7 could possibly win. Sam Thielen has been an incredible first-team All-State year, hitting 520, great center fielder. The Roar kids had a really good season. There's a lot of teams who have a very good shot to make state next week. I think that Russell Baseball, who has honestly surprised quite a few people, is another team in that mix. Hoisington softball, I really like a lot. A 17-7 season. I do think that Mack and Chapman, and Clearwater, quite honestly, are 1, 2, and 3. I mean, Clearwater has that exceptional pitcher who is so good. Mack is completely loaded. I really like Chapman a lot. But, Crawford is a true ace arm. Gabby Rife, Brewer, they've all put together really nice seasons. Tim Boxberger has now had a run here of great seasons that don't quite make it to state. And I think, again, being in 4A, they've got a really good shot. And I think for them, possibly drawing Circle versus maybe a Bueller or something else, I think really plays into their favor. Bueller has played Mack a couple times this year, but Hoisington softball, with the ability of Crawford, their hitting and pitching-wise, has a really good shot to make it. It's really nice to see Hoisington put together another nice season. They split with TMP the other day.
That was big.
24-2. Yeah, big, honestly, for both teams. TMP has played 6 full games this year out of 26 games, and they really needed some full games, and Hoisington needed some more quality competition. So I think that was a great tune-up for both teams.
Yeah, it's kind of weird you're saying, okay, Hoiston's down 4A, but they're going to get some confidence from beating a 2-1A. Well, yeah. But TMP is that good. TMP's just hammered all comers, whether it's 6A, 5A, wherever you want to go this year. So, Where do you want to go on softball then? Anything
well, the other thing too with softball wise, you're exactly right with Great Bend. We kind of talked about. I think that May South is just above everybody else. That's been proven in the head. They're head to head with Great Bend. Again, Great Bend's ability to score runs is there. Their depth is really, really good. Great Bend, to me, should make it to state. Will we see them maybe run into a lull at state? That could happen. I mean, really. But yeah, Great Bend has the offense. I think they're top 3 in 5A West in runs, which that's been their MO. They're to hit the ball really, really well. That 2LA softball regional that we've hit on several times, Bennington 21-1, Inman 19-1, Sylvan, and of course Ellenwood doubles their win total from last year. It's going to be a tough road for the Eagles, but Bennington and then also Inman are really, really quality teams. And of course Marion baseball. I did speak with somebody the other day about how good is Sedgwick, and everybody has said that Sedgwick LR doubleheader that we spoke of last week said more about Sedgwick than it did about LR. That Sedgwick really rose up as that favorite. I do believe TMP at 21-5 is definitely in the mix. Their losses are to Manhattan, to Hayes High, to really big schools, and Sacred Heart can play a role in some of this too. So a lot of really interesting softball postseasons here coming up, and I think it would be really cool if the Golden Belt could get 4 to 6 baseball and softball teams through at the state.
A quick comment before we let you go on Larned softball and baseball as they head to the postseason.
Yeah, I Larned baseball, really wanted to pinpoint them. Larned baseball, actually was looking at them this morning. They have played a lot of low-scoring games. They lost to Russell the other day. I know, even talking with TMP earlier in the season, they were very like, hey, those are quality wins. The thing with Larned is their MO. We've talked about Great Bend softball with their offense. Larned is going to pitch it. They have a great coach. They have a great program. They played a lot of 4-3, 5-2 type of games this year. Can Larned score enough? But definitely a team with Coach Norway there that can make it to state just because of their run prevention strength.
Connor, appreciate it. Congratulations on your 5-0 finish. Did you get a trophy for that, or is it just a pat on the back and the utmost respect that they hold for you already anyway?
I got a Fort Hayes T-shirt.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Next time you're in town, just bring it by. We'll hang it here in the studio, okay?
Fantastic. Hey, we appreciate all things, and I know we'll chat again soon.
Talk to you next week, Connor. Thank you very much.
Sounds good to see you.
All right, Connor Nichols, Sunflower Sports Solutions, here with us on Sports Day, brought to you in part by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend, and the Great Bend Rec Commission. I don't even need to read this after Garrett was in there throwing bouquets to his, no. Great Bend Rec Commission dedicated to improving our community and the lives of its individuals. More Sports Day rolling on after this.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
This is Hadley.
Hadley, what's going on? I've been trying to call you for the past half hour.
Well, Papa, ever since you started this big sale, the phones have been like crazy.
That's a good thing, Hadley. And didn't I ask you to name the sale?
I did. It's a sale. It's so good you won't believe it.
Oh, Hadley, it is so good you won't believe it.
C&E Doors is offering steel on both sides 9x7 white doors for the same price as vinyl backliner doors. Call today.
Dr. Caitlin here at Animal Medical Center. We're bringing in the savings this May. Get 20% off all Science Diet dog and cat food and treats. No coupon needed when you're here. Prescription diets are not included in this, but stock up and save big, but hurry. Stop by Animal Medical Center before May 31st to get your pets the high quality nutrition they deserve. Our team is ready to help you with all your pet care needs. Large or small, we take care of them all.
Ready for a fresh start this spring? Equity Bank is here to help you bloom into better banking with a $300 bonus. Receive $300 when you open a new Equity Bank checking account and use code FRESH, either in person or online. It's the perfect way to reset your routine and refresh your finances. Visit equitybank.com/fresh for full details and start your season strong. At Equity Bank, they never forget it's your money. Member FDIC.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Well, this one-way love affair, it ain't fair, it ain't no kind of...
Welcome back, Sports Day here on 1590 KVGB 95.5 FM. Our show brought to you by Equity Bank. Here when you need us. Bank local. Save big with in-person banking and business banking. Visit equitybank.com. And the Barton Cougar Booster Club continue their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. Oh, it's good to have a full studio back again. Brent Dockery is in. He gets to meet Mike Corson. And Mike Corson, he actually said something to you. You know, Mike's a little bit shy sometimes, so...
See, I got to meet him. He had to meet me. I walked in.
I'm shaking a lot of hands over the past 48 hours, and so this is, I'm doing my best to commit everything to memory here.
You're going to want to watch that.
Mike Corson, KVGB Track and Field. Okay, so as usual, when I have a story, you have to come in and top it. So my flat tire story last night, just to the west of Fulton Brewer Corner, that has nothing to do with, so you're the first one to call authorities about a bull in the road.
It's a psychology lesson back in the Kitty Genovese story that this woman's getting murdered. All these people are watching it. Everybody assumes everybody else calls the cops. Nobody calls the cops. She dies.
So I got people coming down the road, coming back from Nickerson last night. Some flashers lights. Okay, there's a cop up ahead, something. No, there's a big brown bull right next to the road. So I'm like, well, this can't be. So I'm not going to assume somebody called the cops. So I called 911. You guys got this bull on the road? Nope. Where is it? So no, you're the first one. So as far as I know, I'm the first and only.
So did you know where you were at to tell them? Well, I called up 911 Barton County, and it was Tim McQuaid. So Timber, man, it's just past Fuzzy Brewer Corner. So
it's always the east-west thing. I'm like, did I tell them east of Lyons or west of Lyons? But I eventually came across a mile marker, and I hope they found it.
Did you stand by the bull so it would not get back in the road, though?
I thought about it, but I was hungry. I had a long evening ahead.
So I
flashed people. And then they flashed. We're talking dusk, sun in our eyes, so no reason to have your brights on, and I'm flashing people heavily, and they just flashed me back like, jerk. And you'll see a Hamburger Hill up there.
But you did what you were supposed to do.
Well, don't ever assume. Just call them. That's what they're getting paid for.
Okay, so we will talk track and field a little bit because Brand has been very, you know, we've got some decent things in here, right? You see that picture over there, the guy at University of Oregon's track stadium?
I do.
That's him.
Representing the Hayward Magic today.
He went out to cover that big international Olympic, the Diamond League track meet, and he participated wearing the KVGB shirt in the Media 400.
Ooh. Lesser talked about factors. I got well last place, but didn't walk.
ran the whole 400, huh?
Correct.
Nice.
And it was the youth meet before the big dogs came out, and then all the little kids and their parents, you can do it, keep going. So I did. I listened to him.
Keep going. Mike Corson is in here. Okay, so is Lyles Lashley milking enough points out of Cooper Omont right now?
Okay, I heard, so 2 golds, a silver, and a bronze. He got bronze in the javelin.
I had him win. I carried it over then because I said he didn't win the javelin.
I think he's topped out at about 177 this year, 170 and 7 inches. And the Hayes kids, he can go over 180, 190. So there's 2 Hayes kids in front of him.
Okay,
well, to be expected. Those kids have been doing it for years.
Okay, well, I had him winning the javelin.
But I didn't see he was in the high jump. I just look at the heights, so he didn't make my top 16 list. Which why would you? If that's your first meet. But that is a curious fact. But if you've seen him jump in basketball or anything, it's a different jump, but it still makes sense. He's got ups.
I don't think he would do the Fosbury flop. I don't think he would do the bear roll. I just think he'd just jump over it.
It's like a hurdle. Jumped over the pad I saw.
Okay, give me some top results from the track this week.
So I was over at Nickerson, Central Kansas League. Obviously, Heston's in there, so I got to see the Lehman girl. I consider her to be the best track and field athlete in all of Kansas girls' side. She's kind of prepping. She's only a junior, so she's kind of prepping to do the multi in college. So they told me she's going to be a shot putter, and mind you, she's all of about 5'4", but crazy shoulders. So she's one of the best 800 kids in the state, but she set 2 CKL meet records yesterday, the 100 and the 400. The pole vault's not going to get beat. That's Belle Peters, but easily won that, and she's, I believe, the top kid in all of Kansas this year. And then she comes out that one week and goes triple jump, 1 meet, number 2 and 3A. So got to see her run, but the kicker was they ran prelims yesterday, so you can only do 4 events, and so she basically did 6 by running the 1 and 2 prelims and still coming out and doing meet records. The other kicker of that, too, we've been following Hoisington sophomore Marley Biddle all year. They met head-to-head 2 weeks ago, and the top-ranked girl from Abilene was also in there, Renata Hines. Lehman smoked them. So I was like, okay, well, what's going on here? Biddle way closer yesterday, ran a school record 12:01 in the 100, and was also right there in the 2 and the 4. So there's not going to be too many people that can push Lehman at state in Class 3A, but Biddle will be probably the number 1 pushing the 1 and 2.
All of his sophomore, right?
Yes.
Sophomore, okay.
We'll see.
I didn't print your sheet off, but you don't need it. You've got a photo
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It talked about Gary Wagner was the starter over there. It's kind of cool. Get to shoot a little breeze between the starts.
I had no idea. Wags is a starter?
A very involved one. He's taking trash from the kids for putting on their stickers way too late.
Gary Wag, I had no idea.
Yeah.
He's a rainfall reporter. He's the voice of Larned Indians. He's a starter?
A lot of people wear multi-hats, and he had his red hat on and his arm.
Does he shoot a gun? I mean, he's got that big cannon he protects his yard with. I mean, if you come to, so does he bring that cannon and just fire that off for the?
No, it's a puny little thing, but he before the things he looks at it, and I know it's just shooting blanks, and I don't even know if it can shoot rounds, but I don't think you should be looking down the barrel, Gary. Well, he points it up, and half the time it's pointed at me. I'm like, is this intentional?
Wags is a starter.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
I'm going to ask him how I can do that. I want to be a starter.
I'd like to. Yeah, we've talked about, a buddy of mine says you should move up to Oregon. They probably need officials and monitors all the time, and what a gig some of those are. You're just sitting there, and you get to sit in a chair for the jumps and to see if their foot crosses over the line. And granted, you have a quarter of a second to see it, and then you get to whip up your flag.
But they're not paying those guys.
A couple of times I do enough work for free that I would.
No, but the starter, they get.
No, the starter, yeah, he's paid. And I did come up with a new track event yesterday, the javelin catch. They didn't have it roped off, so that's as close as I've ever been to the javelin coming down. I was like, somebody could catch that. Put in some ground rules. If the tip hits the ground, it's a scratch. We're going to get kids who throw between 160 and 200, get a chance to move your feet around. And then the other one, the discus throw, the people weren't paying attention, so the girls are throwing. This is the finals. And these things go out of bounds, curve back in, and these people are all standing out of bounds, and so it's kind of going over their heads. So finally some parents say, they're throwing! AKA, will you please mark that throw when it hits the ground versus 6 minutes later when it's up for debate where it landed? It was kind of fun. So some other ones from yesterday. Kara Herbert from Larned won both of the hurdle events to be a two-time CKL champion. Won the 300s by 100th of a second.
Wow.
The 4x8, it wasn't local kids, but it was probably the best race of the day. Hillsboro's number 2 and 2A about 10:06. So they're lagging behind. Okay, maybe they're not running their 18 today. No, the final leg comes back. It's a 3-girl race. Wins it by 300ths of a second. So even Wagner, we just don't see a lot of competitive 4x8s, and that was exceptional to see on a hot day. And then those same girls came back 45 minutes later and put together a competitive 1600.
Is it fair for a Larned starter to have Larned racers, Larned kids on the track?
I wondered, but I didn't talk to him necessarily because I was like, I don't want to out this guy.
I got to find out when his next meet is. Have you ever seen anybody? I mean, they yell at us officials. Do you hear anybody from the stands yelling stuff at the starter for the track meet?
Probably not the starter. Get that gun higher. I did tell him I couldn't hear it. Real quick on the Great Bend side, yeah, obviously the 4x8 kept up the winning tradition on the girls' side. 4x4 ran, I believe, its best time of the season, so that's nice to see. Lashley's always got strong relays, and they've been down a little bit this year, so they're back up into contention where if they're not an outright favorite to go to state, they're on the bubble in a pretty tough regional. That 4x8's going to be kind of a bubble. And then all the girls' throwers are right there on the bubble. That's going to be a loaded Class 5A regional next Thursday at Great Bend High School. So several ranked kids in there, and the Great Bend kids are hanging out in that 4, 5, 6 range. And same with Cassiola in the high jump. I think there's 7 of the top 16 kids in 5A at this Great Bend regional, including 3 of the top 7, I think. So she's hit 5.0 the last 2 weeks, and that's going to be right on the line probably for maybe some of those at-large bids. So she's been a mainstay at state in that event, so just get 2 more inches, and I'd say she's a sure shot.
More sports day after this.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Pulling acres ahead of the competition is simple. Cenex Maxtron synthetic diesel engine oils give you the smartest oil for the toughest conditions. These premium oils are formulated with EnduroVis technology and a balanced additive package to control deposits for a cleaner, more efficient engine that gives you proven durability. Cenex Maxtron diesel engine oils. Oil that runs smart.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor.
If you're needing a healthcare plan for your business, let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's need. Regardless if you're a large corporation or a small business on Main Street, Freedom Claims Management Incorporated can help you provide your employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. Visit freedomclaimsinc.com where you can schedule a free, no obligation health assessment today. Freedom Claims Management Incorporated in Great Bend.
Introducing Ag Mechanics at Barton Community College in partnership with Case New Holland Top Tech. Hands-on training in areas like electrical, hydraulics, and diesel engines, with technicians gaining the knowledge and skills needed to start a career with CNH Level 1 training. Join this high-demand field at a CNH dealership in only 9 months. Learn more at toptech.bartoncccc.edu.
Cheers, this is Hadley, what's going on? I've been trying to call you for the past half hour.
Well, Papa, ever since you started this big sale, the phones have been like crazy.
That's a good thing, Hadley. And didn't I ask you to name the sale?
I did. It's a sale. It's so good you won't believe it.
Oh, Hadley, it is so good you won't believe it.
C&E Doors is offering steel on both sides 9x7 white doors for the same price as vinyl backliner doors. Call today.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Brand, just remember, your parents are coming here this weekend, so you can't bolt out of town until they get here.
Go spend a weekend in Wichita, just see what it's about.
Okay, all right, very good. Well, it's great to have you here. It's going to be really fun, and you can work with guys like this.
I'm glad to be here. I think it's going to be a good time.
Do you like him, Mike? I mean, that's what it all comes down to.
I was just looking at him like, man, this guy is well coiffed, well dressed. Here I am, t-shirt, tattoos, unshaved. Yes.
Well, you can tell him after we get off the air about your experience at the...
Nice strong handshake you had. Don't forget, watch that on.
Show will return next week. It's going to be a mix and match, and Lyles Lashley's going to be back. Marzov's going to be in different times. So, yeah, serious sports talk on the Serious Sports Show, 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.